Studies show that a huge percentage of businesses spend more time and money finding new customers than keeping ones that they already have. Wow, think about that, right? Which, when you consider how much it costs to acquire a new customer, it's much higher than it would be to retain an existing one. So that really sounds like a massive mistake. And to really increase the client lifetime value, you need to find ways to acquire customers in an affordable way while also making sure that they stick around for the long term, right? You really need that time where you can woo them, right? And it might seem like a bit of a challenge, but it doesn't really have to be. All it really takes is having an irresistible product, service, or program, which you probably already have, and pair it with outstanding customer experience. Hello and welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. I'm your host, Jenny Lyon, and today I wanted to dig into how you can increase client lifetime value by offering your existing clients a world-class experience. So what is client lifetime value? So have you ever wondered what the one business metric that hugely successful companies like, say, Amazon use to drive profits? It's customer lifetime value. So to simply put, customer or client lifetime value, it's a metric for understanding your customers. It predicts how much net profit your relationship with a client can bring into your business over a certain period of time. So for example, suppose you run a subscription service where the average customer spends $100 a year for 2 years. This means that the average client lifetime value is $200. It's pretty easy, right? And rather than thinking about how you can acquire lots of new clients, client lifetime value really encourages you to think about optimizing your marketing initiatives and really helps you design effective strategies that won't blow your entire budget. A high client lifetime value means that each client will bring in more revenue for your business. And since each client becomes more valuable, it means you can afford to spend more of your hard-earned cash finding new customers and retaining existing ones, which really is a win-win. So how can you increase client lifetime value? So increasing your business's customer lifetime value, it really can be as easy as changing your billing cycle from monthly to yearly, or as tricky as completely revamping your customer service or your support procedures. And although the process may seem a little daunting at first, believe me when I tell you, it is definitely worth it. But how can it be done, right? So if you take a look at some of the most tried and true strategies out there, I think it'll give you an idea. So let's jump into it. I pulled together some of my best strategies for increasing client lifetime value and generating more income from your existing clients or customers. So first up is to improve your onboarding process. So first impressions matter. They do. They matter in every part of life, but especially in business. Inadequate onboarding, it's one of the primary causes of churn, which is the percentage of customers that stop using your customer's product or service during a particular time frame. And it's certainly an area that you should really focus on. You really want to improve it to achieve success and that long-term business growth. And the onboarding process really gives you a chance to engage with your customers. And it's also really great to have because it's very beneficial in influencing their future choices. So although your chosen process will depend on your business and also customer demands and future goals, there is one thing that all successful onboarding processes have in common. They're quick and they're simple. So a smart, streamlined onboarding process is really the key ingredient to getting new customers to come back for more. So where do you begin? Well, you want to start by incorporating walkthrough instructions, interactive tutorials, and any other information that can simplify the process for your customers. And make sure that you track your results. So it can take a little bit of trial and error, but eventually you'll discover a method that really works really well for you and your clients. Next up is to upsell, cross-sell, and then upsell some more. So upselling and cross-selling, they're related but not the same, but they really are two of the simplest methods to increase that client lifetime value. So if you're providing lots of complementary products or services, and you have several pricing levels or charge depending on product consumption, then this is definitely something to consider factoring into your overall marketing strategy. And the art of selling a more expensive version of a given product or service, that's known as upselling. While cross-selling, that's a bit different. It's a technique used to encourage a customer to spend more by buying a product related to their initial purchase. So here are some suggestions. So you could offer bundles. This is where you group different products or services together and then sell them at a lower price than what they would have sold for individually, right? So think of like Amazon, right? You go to Amazon, you put something in your cart, and then at the bottom it pops up saying, other items frequently bought together. This really helps increase their value of customer purchases. Next up is data-driven suggestions. So if you use a CRM, I do, I love mine, I use ActiveCampaign, but it allows you to look at your customers' previous purchases or interactions, with your website. And then you can use that information to sell additional products or services accordingly. Or it could be something like offering free shipping, right? So who can say no to free shipping? I know I can't. My husband and I had a conversation the other day about, the things that, are like no goes for us as we get older, which is so funny. Mine is like, I'm not buying anything online if I have to pay for shipping. And I will put more product in the cart if it means free shipping. And my husband's, just a side note here, is parking. He has the hardest time paying for parking. We walk a lot because he's like, I can't believe we have to pay to park here. But free shipping is really a proven method to boost sales, right? It reminds your customers how much more they have to spend to qualify for that free shipping. And you're providing them with a really big incentive to continue adding items to their cart. So here's a tip. The more upsell and cross-sell opportunities that you show your clients, the higher chances that they'll take one. So you really want to make sure that you're offering them everywhere that you possibly can. All right, number 3 is to consider switching to an annual billing cycle. That doesn't work for all of us that offer things such as services, but it definitely can work for clients who have product services. So if you're selling a recurring product or even a recurring service or a program, for example, say a subscription service, the amount of time that a customer continues paying for it is one of the most important figures to consider when improving your overall client lifetime value. One easy way to improve that is to encourage an annual billing cycle instead of monthly. So by committing your clients to a whole year for your service, your product, your program, this really can increase your average client lifetime value, which in turn can make forecasting future revenue easier. So here's another tip. I think very few of your customers will extend their billing cycle unless you give them a reason to. So one of my favorite ways to really encourage that is to offer a discount, right? So I might offer, 10% off the total cost, something like that. So you can think of it in those terms, and you don't have to go as far out as annual. If your clients usually pay you weekly or every other week, think about extending that a bit so that you can see yourself booked out in advance. You can be like, okay, I can see that I am completely booked out 6 months, something like that. Number 4 is to seek feedback. This is really valuable. So client lifetime value and customer experience They're really absolutely linked together. I mean, if you want to improve your client lifetime value, then you have to improve the user experience. It's really that simple. So speaking with clients about their experiences with your business and opening yourself up to those criticisms, that can feel scary, but trust me, it's a really good thing. After all, if you want an unbiased view of the client experience, then you really have to go straight to the source. And then after asking your customer questions about the quality of your products, services, customer support processes, opening yourself up to all of that feedback, it can really lead to the discovery of unknown shortcomings within your business. And that honest feedback, it really allows for you to address any type of issues, improve your overall customer experience, increase conversions, and reduce churn. And number 5 is to provide unbeatable customer service. Oh my gosh. Happy customers are loyal customers. I think I learned this very, very early on in my career. When I was in college, I was a manager at Nordstrom. And as part of their management program that they put you through, customer service is like number 1. And I think they have like the gold standard in customer service, right? And it was something that was really like drilled into me, and I really understand the value of offering unbeatable customer service. I mean, you can have yourself and your competitor offering the exact same services, products, programs, but you can kill it with the customer service. So that's just something that's always been so important to me in everything that I do. And I could tell you story upon stories of things that I did when I was a manager at Nordstrom, or even in my own business or other businesses that I've worked in, where I would always take it that extra step to really have a world-class experience, absolutely. So I remember one time when I was a manager at Nordstrom, we had these jars as part of our display that were full of, it looked like different types of candies. And I had a customer who came in all the time. And when she came in, she would always comment on these jars. She just loved the jars. And she had asked me before, I wonder where I could get some jars like those. Oh, those jars, the jars. She loved the jars. So I just took it a step further. I made a phone call. I called Nordstrom's commissary. I said, hey, do you know where we got these jars? They said, sure. I said, can I get these jars for a customer? They said, absolutely. I said, great, send them on over. She was thrilled. I mean, thrilled. And from then on, she came in usually about once a week. She would tell me about the jars. She couldn't believe that we had gotten her the jars. It was a thing. So by just doing that one little extra thing, you can really impact a customer on a whole new level. And did you know that around a third of customers are super, super likely to switch brands if they experience just one incident of lousy customer service? Yikes, right? I don't know about you, but that is not a risk that I am willing to take. We all know from personal experience that the happier you are with the brand, the longer you stick with them. So if you treat your clients amazingly, right, they're going to stick around. Where if you treat your clients poorly, or you ignore their efforts to reach you, or you make them feel unappreciated, what do you think they'll do, right? Chances are they'll leave, and you can't really blame them. So how do you ensure that your customer service is functioning as it should be? One of my favorite methods is making sure that I am active on social media. I try to be super active on social media. I mean, a huge number of customers use at least, I would say, 3 different social media channels, and they use those to contact support, right? And a majority of them expect a pretty immediate response. So I definitely keep my eyes and ears on my social media. When someone does reach out to me, I respond immediately. Another tip is just to stay in close contact with your customers. So if you're in the service industry, like I am helping people, I like to reach out to my clients. Really, I reach out to all of my clients on a weekly basis, whether I'm actively working on something for them or I'm not. I really want them to understand that I'm here. I'm here to support you when you need me. And remember, better customer service leads to better customer experiences, which as a result leads to more committed clients. All right, so what did we learn today? Oh my gosh, right? It's a lot of good stuff. Number one, really improve your onboarding process. Those first impressions, they absolutely matter. The onboarding process gives you a chance to really engage with your customer, and it's where you can have the most beneficial influence on their future choices. So make sure that it's set up right from the beginning. Number two is don't miss those upsell and cross-sell opportunities. Upselling and cross-selling are two of the simplest methods to increase your client lifetime value. The more you upsell and cross-sell, the higher the chances that someone will take it. So you want to make sure that you're offering it everywhere you can. And consider switching up your billing cycle if it works for your business. I know this doesn't work for everyone, but I have had clients that have a subscription service before where they were charging monthly. And once we bumped that up to annually, their client lifetime value went way up. Number four is to seek feedback, right? Client lifetime value and customer experience, they really go hand in hand. If you want to improve that client lifetime value, you really have to improve that overall user experience. So listen to your customer feedback and really, really listen. It's that simple. And last but not least is provide unbeatable customer service. So better customer service leads to better customer experiences, which as a result leads to more committed clients. So what's the bottom line, right? The more you ask for and act on feedback and offer exactly what your customers need, even if they're not aware that they need it yet, and provide top-notch support, the more valued your clients will feel and the more your client lifetime value will grow. It's a pretty simple process. And of course, if you need help, please reach out. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this podcast. I've been in business for over 20 years now, and this is what I do, and I can really help you to create a customer experience that is going to wow your clients and make them come back for more. It really is that simple. Well, I hope you found this episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple helpful. And I hope you found some tips that you can pop into your systems now to really increase that overall client lifetime value. And it really all starts by offering a world-class experience. So start there and then branch out. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. See you soon.